You see it early on, OTAs, you see practice, like you see stuff like that, but don't change how I throw the ball to him. Just put the ball in his vicinity.
And with Cliff, I guess, has there been a moment this year where you talked about building a relationship and then building that offense, kind of through you? I wonder if there's been a moment this year where that has really stood out, the collaboration and the ability to kind of get the offense where it needs to go.
I mean, it's not really a moment. It's just each and every game we'll have a conversation or we're kind of on the same page. But other than that, I mean, it's not no moment that just stands out.
They announce Pro Bowl rosters tomorrow morning. What would it mean to you to
I don't know. It'll be a blessing. It's not really something that I really looked too into. I want to be a Pro Bowl or stuff like that. But if I'm announced one, it'll be a blessing. If not, try again next year.
How much do you follow that stuff, just like the fan voting and all that stuff?
I don't follow it at all. I don't really understand. I mean, I appreciate the fans voting for me and stuff like that. So it's much love for our fan base and everybody voted for me. But other than that, I just try to go out there and control what I can control.
A bunch of different angles and videos have come out from the overtime winner, and it looks like when you threw it to Ertz, you kind of just stood there when you realized it. Like, what was going through your head in that moment?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember at all.
How does that moment, I mean, think about the Hail Mary, the Eagles game winner. How did those moments stack up for you?
I mean, I ain't really sat and thought about them, but, I mean, they're all big-time moments so far in my career. So try to cherish them all because you never know what can happen in the future. And, those are moments that you probably get with these guys once in a lifetime.
Coach talked about, he kind of singled out Marcus and what he's meant to this squad and to you. And obviously there's that shot of him getting you to stand up and get your air throughout the season. And in moments like that, what does that do for a young quarterback?
I mean, it just continues just breathing confidence and life into an individual and, speaking positive. So, I mean, everybody's just seeing it now, but he's been doing that ever since I got here. Even since before I even got here, he's always been a guy that when I first met him, very genuine, very nice, and just was like, if you need anything, just let me know. So everybody just seeing it now, but Mark has been like that since day one.
A lot of times you ask a player or coach who you want to play in the playoffs, they go, we don't care. Coach has said, we want the 6th seed. Like it means something to us to have the possibility of going back and playing a home game. For a player, does it mean anything to you?
Not necessarily, but you want to win every game. So we go out there, we play in Dallas. It means something to us to go out there and not just for the seeding, but go out there and end the regular season off right with a win.
Hey, Jayden, Coach talked a lot about playing that complementary football and how all 3 phases of the game haven't yet looked perfect. From your offensive perspective, what do you want to see cleaned up this week in Dallas?
Just the little things, the execution, the attention to details. Obviously, we got to clean up the turnovers, even though I had one last week. So this past couple weeks, we've been kind of sloppy with the football. So clean up that stuff too.
And looking ahead to the playoffs now, I know you guys want to keep your focus on Dallas, of course, but what about this team gives you faith that this team can make a run in this playoffs?
I mean, when we get there, we'll talk about it more. But obviously, I think just the togetherness and the brotherhood that we built. When our backs against the wall and stuff like that, I know that everybody's gonna go out there and give 110%.
Austin was able to do some work with you guys today. What's changed for you since he's been off the field? And I guess obviously, what would it mean to have him back if he's able to come this week or next?
I mean, Austin is a dynamic player. Obviously, just the different dynamics he brings, running the football, receiving out the backfield. But, other guys stepped in and filled in that role. But, it's good to get Austin back, this late in the season and, keep ramping up from there.
And again, you guys have this game this week before you get to the playoffs. It's often said that the playoffs are a different deal than the regular season. Everything gets ratcheted up, intensity and so on. Have you already started to talk to some of the vets about that, and then also, say, a guy like Doug Williams, who obviously has been through this over the years, just to get that perspective?
Nah, not at all. Focus on Dallas.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about Cliff this year?
How competitive he is. He wants to go out there and dominate, put us in the best position, and he wants to win.
In terms of competitive, where do you see that? Like, what does that mean for someone in his position? Is it a play call? What does he do that shows you that? And do you remember a specific example?
Just the aggression. I think just for Cliff and me, we get 4th down opportunities, we want to go for it. Sometimes might not what DQ wants, but I know in the back of my mind, I want to go for it. I know Cliff wants to go for it. So just stuff like that. He's competitive. He believes in us, so he wants to put us in the best positions.
Jayden, you carried 16 times, took a couple of hard hits, and obviously through whatever you did, plus played a longer game. Did your body feel a little bit different in the last couple of days recovering from Sunday night, or was it about the same? Any way to gauge that?
I didn't take no hard hits. I just got hit, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But I feel good. I feel fine. It's football at the end of the day. If I don't run the ball, maybe if I run the ball 2 times, you're going to get hit at some point. Try to protect yourself, but, I feel fine.
Hey, Jayden. So I know we're always kind of asking about the relationship with you and Terry and out there on the field, but in the last few weeks, we've seen, of course, with Ertz getting involved, OZ, JC, of course, the run game being utilized. So what can you say about overall just the offense and the assets that you have to be able to use to win these football games?
Those guys show up to work each and every day, ready to go, prepared, and, just trying to get better each and every day. So, just how everything they approach their daily preparation throughout the week, that's just a product on Sundays.
Hey, Jayden, Dallas for the second time around, another big game just like last week. Talk a little bit about facing Dallas the second time around. You all are a different team. They are also.
Yeah, obviously that's not how we wanted the first game to end, but the stuff that happens. They got really good players over there, very talented players, and you got to go out there and be physical with them. That's what they're going to do with us. So it's going to be a heavyweight match, and it's going to be a good one to be a part of.
Jayden, you mentioned obviously wanting to win for the sake of winning. Dan Quinn's going back to Dallas for the first time since he coached there. Is there any extra motivation in that, and just kind of what has Dan meant to you guys as a coach?
DQ means a lot to us. Just how he treats us, how he cares for us. But to answer your question, it is what it is. That's just the next opponent on the schedule.
Hey, Jayden, obviously you have connections to the area, so do you have any thoughts you want to share about what happened in New Orleans this morning?
It's a tragedy. Obviously, you never want anybody to go through that, experience anything like that. I know it's scary, so I'm just praying for everybody over there.
Anybody else? All right, thanks, Jay.
Appreciate it.
Have you ever played at Jerry World? Nope.